What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brian with another episode here on the American Auto YouTube channel. And we are back on the little Smurf mobile, little Triumph, 1971 Triumph TR4. Okay, now, we left off on the door handles. Actually, I went back and got both of those working, so now they both work great. A little bit of harder modifying. Had to dig deep for that one, because the replacements that I can find for it are $100 a piece, and they're old, so it's going to be the same problems as what I already have. So that part is fixed. Good Lord, is fixed at this moment. Now we are on to the carburetor. That little dude right there. So I want to get you guys in here and show y'all. Now, if you look at this carburetor just like this, this is a 1500cc engine, which equals out to around 65 horsepower, something like that, on a good day. So we're not dealing with the real rocket ship here, but what we are dealing with is this little guy. It's a Strongbird. Supposed to be a pretty good little carburetor, but if you look at it, it is kind of equivalent to that of an ATV. So what I can tell you, I have not taken it apart yet. All I've taken off is the breather, which is right up there on the bench. Now, what I can tell you is there's a balloon inside here that operates that little valve right there, makes that go up and down, off of vacuum. Now, what I am noticing here is, for some reason, there's a piece of tape right there. I'm not sure what that is, but if you look right there, there's a bolt and a hose attached to it, and that's going to be on the vacuum side. So you got your little fuel line that comes in right there, goes around, all that stuff, and you can see how wet it all is right here. Okay, but when it gets cold and hadn't been started for a few days, you can spin it over, crank it, choke it, and all that. Nothing wants to cooperate. So that tells me that it's losing fuel pressure, because once you get the car running, then it does perfect and it runs good, but it is a little boggy. So hopefully I can take that carburetor apart, clear out any kind of gunk that's in it, maybe reseal it, and get a little more snap back in this little bitty pocket engine. So yeah, so come along with me as we do this, and let's see what we can figure out. So hang tight, guys. I'm going to get y'all on a tripod and we will go from there. What I don't know is what this tape is. Let's go ahead and pull that off and see. Ooh. I don't think that's supposed to be loose like that. It's got broke off threads on it. Okay. There. Let's put that back on there, like so. Okay. That's odd. That don't screw in or anything. It's got just a little metal clip on it. Ew. Is that filter stopped up? I think our problem is going to be elsewhere. Yeah. Let's try something different here before I go. Well, go ahead and pop this hose off. What do y'all think? Y'all think that filter's about stopped up? I think so. There we go. See how much easier that slipped on there? You always want to keep some sort of lubricant, penetrant, something like that for slipping little fuel hoses on, because sometimes they are a real booger. Always got to drop something, right? Okay. Put that hose clamp back on right there. Now, before I go any further, I want to pull this top and see what it's all about, because everything else is working. The floats and all are working, and I'm believing with what I'm seeing on this side over here, I believe all that was coming from a loose hose clamp right here. We'll figure that out here in a minute, because the car runs too good to be having a leaky carburetor, you know. It runs too perfect. Now, does it run a little rich? Yes, it does. You know what? I'm gonna go get my magnetic tray, and I'll bring you guys back as soon as I get the top off. I see a big spring. Okay. That's just open in there. Big old spring. Smells an awful lot like gas. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. And I'm assuming that this is my accelerator pump right here. Just like an ATV. That tells me, ow, God, that hurt. That tells me it's been sucking a lot of grime and stuff in it. Clean this up. See how that just wipes off? It's been sucking in a lot of grease and air and outside stuff. Now the rubber, there's one little spot right there. Yeah, that's a hole. All right, so we went ahead and put the carb back on the car, and now we went ahead and pulled this little fuel pump off of here because it doesn't seem to be pumping adequately. So we're just gonna pop this top off here, and essentially, guys, all I'm doing is just going through and making sure everything's operating properly. Okay, let's see. That's doing what it's supposed to. There. So that's working. So now that leaves us up here. And that's it. And what happens is when that diaphragm flexes, it pulls fuel in through that hole, and then that works as a check valve to stop it from going back the other direction. At which point, because it operates like a check valve, it forces it out of that hole, which is your exit here. That's how a manual fuel pump works. They all work the same. So that's why taking it apart is not that big of a deal. The only difference is this one has a manual primer on it, which was not working for some reason. Let's put it back together. Now keep in mind, guys, when you're putting this top back on, you want to tighten it in a star pattern, same as you would any other gasket. And the reason being is because you want a good even tightening across the entire body. And also, make sure it's good and snug. You don't have to try and twist the bolts off or nothing, but you do want it good and snug because that's your seal. And you should be able to hear it snort like that. And then we'll operate this end, doing the same thing. There it is. Now, we're going to put this back on the car, and we'll see if we got some fuel. All right. So, here we are down here, and we want to clean up the surface a little bit. Just like that. You know what? While we're here, and before I go any further, let's go ahead and clean that starter up. We will use Super Clean. Never go wrong with that stuff. Why is that band loose? Y'all see that? All right, so all that holds this on here, you got to slide this up in there like so. You can hear it starting to snort, so you know you're heading in the right direction. Gotta get this side going some more. Like that. See how, look at there. Pre-warning, guys. If you got big old mitts, like I do, then it's kind of hard to get your hands in there. Guys, I'm trying to get better at these videos for y'all too, you know, to show you more about what I'm doing. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you're liking what I'm doing, or if you need to see more angles, or what. Give me some kind of constructive criticism on it. Now, got that one started, and I'm going to cheat a second and see if I've got a shorty ½ inch. That's the other thing that's blowing my mind, guys. This car's got a bunch of standard nuts and bolts on it instead of metrics. I assumed this car would have all metric stuff on it, but everything's standard on it. There we go. Now we're getting somewheres. That way we can keep a check to see if we got any kind of leaks. Now let's see if this works. See, now it's pumping fuel. Damn, that hurt. Okay. Whew. Dangerous ass car. Okay, so let's see if it actually is priming. Running. It has been several days since I last recorded. I've had a lot going on, and yeah, why not drag a job out and make it last even longer? Anyway, guys, so I'm gonna do a quick recap on where we left off, and then we'll go from there. If you remember, I was working on the door handles. Well, here we are. Perfect. And then numero dos. That's number 2 for those of you who don't understand. Perfect. So there's both door handles. And I was working on the carburetor, which, lo and behold, it works now. I'll show you. So yeah, I was working on the carburetor on this car. Now, I could get in it and show you, but that takes away the art of it. We'll just drop her into neutral here. Now, I'm not gonna let it run but just for a second, because I'm inside this garage and it's cold outside and I'm trying to warm it up in here, and But anyway, so before I touched anything, it was, if it set for a few days, it wouldn't crank up at all. You'd have to spray some brake clean or whatever into the breather, and it would slowly gallop life. And it was all because it wasn't building fuel pressure. So that being said, now, no choke or nothing, guys. And she'll let the light here in just a second. She's running a little Richmond first cranker, but it's okay. So, notice the garage didn't fill up with smoke or nothing either. So at this particular moment, that's where we're at. So that's going to do it for part 2 of the 1971. And it is, in fact, a 71. Somebody left me a comment asking, was it a 1974? Or stating that it was 1974. But it is not. It is a 1971. The plate on it says November of 70. It's under the hood, and I can't raise it with one hand. There's a spot on the hood I've got to fix, too. It's got a little bitty crack from single side lifting, so we're going to weld that up too later on when we get ready to work on the paint. But that's going to do it for this one, guys, and that'll be part 2. Next will be part 3. Anybody who can count knows that. And we'll be working on pulling these seats out. I've got the new padding material right there. We're going to get all this carpet out and get it all cleaned up. We're going to paint and fix the seat tracks, okay? But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe, okay? And also, head on over to Pole Barn Garage. Give them a subscribe and a like. Check out their videos. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know that guy personally, but I would definitely sit down. I don't even drink, and I would sit down and drink a beer with that man. He does some really awesome work. Him and Kevin and everybody, you know. And also, head over to Golden Rust or Bust. John's a really nice guy. I've never met him face-to-face, but we've talked back and forth a little bit on other social medias and stuff. And he's a really nice guy. I would love to bring them guys down to the south and do some southern stuff down here. I bet they'd have a blast. They're playing with snowmobiles, and we're playing with four-wheelers and Triumphs and stuff like that. But anyway, go give Golden Rust or Bust a like. Tell them I sent you. Go check out Outlaw's Garage, Turlo's Garage, and all them guys. I'm telling you guys. Also, at this particular moment, we are at 290 subs. So, I want to see if you can guys, let's see, today is Saturday. I'm not sure what the date is because I ain't looking at a calendar. But, I'll be posting this within a day or two of what it is. So it's Saturday right now. Let's see if by next Saturday, 7 days away, let's see if we can get this channel to 300 subs, guys. We're at 290. That's only 10 people. Let's see if we can do it, guys. I am so excited. Y'all are rocking it out with the subs. So that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one, which for y'all will be next week, but for me will be here in just a minute. Thanks.